All right, let's get back to the highlights here in the Aftermath, presented by Farmers Insurance. Panthers have lost 2 straight, but they are 5-0 at home this season. So Cam, ready to flip the script, although Bradley McDougald with a big-time interception in the end zone. Look at the red zone production. 5 possessions, just 1 TD. That ain't going to get it done. Christian McCaffrey, though, was. Talk about a record-setting performance here. Check out this 21-yard game. And then he's off to the races here. 59-yard run in the fourth. McCaffrey would cap off that drive with a 2-yard touchdown catch there. First player in franchise history with 100 rushing and receiving in a single game.
Glad his college eligibility is up.
Yes, you are. Panthers now up 27-20, but Russell Wilson on 4th and 3 going for it all.
Wow. What a grab. One-handed
Moore.
grab for the most part. He's getting held right here, goes up, snatch it, corral.
Cornelder had a tough day.
Rough day at the office.
Fourth quarter, there it is. 35-yard score. Seahawks tie it. And now they bring on Graham Gano. Panthers get in field goal range. It's a long one, 52-yard attempt, but he's made from 63. No good this time. And so the Seahawks in pretty darn good field position to work their way back down the field. 3rd and 5, Russell Wilson. This was crucial. Goes up top for Tyler Lockett.
So
and now they can just hold off for a Seabass game winner. 4 seconds left from 31 yards out. Sebastian Janikowski, the old left footer, and it's in. And the Seahawks win. They've now won 4 straight in Charlotte. They improved to 6-5, 30-27 with the victory. Let's hear from Russell Wilson.
You have to have no fear. You know, you can't doubt. You got to have no fear. And I think that you either look forward to the moment or you fear it. You know, and I think that's the difference of what we've been able to do in the past several weeks. And you know what I just firmly believe that you got to have no fear. You got to want it. You got to want to be in those moments.
I take it personal that here we are 3 weeks ago, and if somebody would have said this was going to happen, I would have slapped him. But things happen, and nobody's gonna feel sorry for us. We're just making it, opening up a lot of hope for a lot of other teams that we can't bear to allow happen. So, for us, we just gotta turn the page and get ready for our next opponent.
So the Panthers, who coming into Week 12 were in one of the 2 wild card spots, and now they've fallen behind the Seahawks in the hunt, who move up. They are the next team in. Vikings and Redskins currently owners of the 5th and 6th seed in the NFC, but that's only going to get wilder as we go down the stretch here. Look at all the 5 and 6 win teams.
And a 4-win team.
5 and 6 loss teams. Yes.
Thanks for clarifying that.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. All right, let's talk Seattle here, because this is a team that did not have playoff expectations from everyone outside of their building coming into this season. So much rebuild, especially on defense. But they found a way to win games with the run game. They were the number 1 rushing team in football coming in, but you had to wonder if a team could stop that, can the Seahawks maintain and continue to win? And they found a way.
No question. You look at trying to stop this team, stop the run, and then stop Russ. And you think about Russell Wilson moving around, extending plays with his legs, running. But it was Russell Wilson passing the football in this game. Look, he had 4 yards rushing on 3 carries. Look, these are passing situations. This is 2nd and 14 with a corner in his eyes in the backfield. That means this ball has to be on time and accurate, and that's exactly what you get here. You end up getting a big chunk play on an obvious passing down. Now, another situation here. This is, I think, 3rd and 12 in this situation. So Russell Wilson going to find his one-on-one. Look off the safety, hold him in the middle of the field, and give yourself all that room for a little quick double move.
Great route.
And a huge play over the top when everybody in the stadium knows you're throwing the football. And then finally the last one here, 4th and 3. We saw it on the highlights. Has this little crosser here if he wants it. But let's go max protection. 7 in protection, so you don't have to take that little one. You can go get the big one. And he talked about being aggressive. That's exactly what that play was, to attack the defense. So Russell Wilson, in all his athletic ability and the way they're running the football, we lose sight of the fact Russell Wilson is an outstanding passer. They put this football in his hands, and he won the football game.
I mean, just going back to that 4th and 3 where he hits Moore for the touchdown. He said you got to have no fear. That's no fear. With the game on the line.
He had the crosser for about 10 yards if he wanted it. He passed that up and went vertical.
Safe play, extend the drive. Instead, he goes for it all. And is that something that makes the Seahawks team a little dangerous if they find their way in here?
Well, very dangerous, that Russell Wilson Twitter handle. I see what you did right there.
I don't know. He did it.
Well, look, Mike and I, we covered a game a couple weeks ago when Seattle came to the Rams, and they barely lost. It was a close game. And every person coming out of that Seahawks locker room, Pete Carroll, Bobby Wagner, everyone we spoke to says, you're not going to want to face this in January. So these guys understand that they are starting to come together. Look at all the new pieces they had to establish, especially on defense, and they're starting to play good football. Guys, that offensive line that's been maligned for years is run blocking. They are pass protecting Russell Wilson, so he can't play from the pocket. And think about it. This is a team that over the past, since they went to the Super Bowl in 2013, for the most part, has started slow. We're looking at 3-3 starts and 2-4 starts. They found their identity, and I think that's what's happening here. Seattle, they've got a really good shot to get a wild card spot.
They are rejuvenated. Pete Carroll coaching his butt off.
Yep.
Mike Solari, the offensive line coach. Dwayne Brown, by the way, that trade, to get them a stud left tackle has proven huge. Brian Schottenheimer, the commitment to the running game. And then you look at the quarterback. And, every year we say when the Packers are struggling, well, if Aaron Rodgers can just get in the playoffs, who knows? He's so good he could elevate. We don't think they're going to get in the playoffs this year, despite his optimism. But that applies to this guy, too.
Absolutely.
You get Russell Wilson in a playoff context, he can start doing special things. Do not sleep on this team.
Yeah, and in a broader sense, they're actually doing a lot of the things that the Packers aren't able to do right now in similar circumstances.
Well,
limited playmakers.
Making plays in big moments.
Win on the road.
Sure, and winning on the road. That is one thing for sure. Let's flip this over to the Panthers side, Mike, because talking about this team, not too long ago, they were just 6-2. But is that now more of a mirage and more of, a little bit too high of an expectation for this team at that point?
It's a great question. I just looked at their schedule. They don't have a win where you look at it and say, wow, they just took out a team that we know is great. Right. Good wins, beating the Eagles and that comeback. But they don't have, they finish with Saints, Falcons, Saints. So we're going to find out. In retrospect, I would say that Ron Rivera probably was in the running for first half coach of the year. To get that team to 6-2, I think was probably a little bit of an overachievement. We're seeing a market correction now. They had kicking issues in the Detroit game. That was unfortunate. Yeah. So we're going to find out. But it is possible that maybe they were a little higher than, they really were.
But it seemed like they did everything that you would expect from a Panthers team. They ran the ball, ground and pound, right?
Cam threw the ball well.
Cam threw it really well.
To
me, look, this team struggles stopping a passing attack. We saw with Ben Roethlisberger a couple weeks ago. We saw it Russell Wilson in this one. And when you look at that schedule and you see the passing attacks they're going to have to face going forward with Tampa, they can chuck it. Cleveland, Baker's hot.
They had
New Orleans twice
corner.
in Atlanta. I mean, that's going to be a challenge.
They had a guy, number 24. That was
a long time ago.
Ego clash. Didn't work.
So they got 2 weeks where they can really try to get back on track and keep themselves in the playoff race. They've got the Bucks this week and the Browns in week 14 before they have 2 games in 3 weeks against the Saints, as you mentioned.